moving on to financial budget. So remember, capital budget is in the middle of those two, but we already talked a lot about long-term assets purchases in the previous chapter, which you also tested on midterm 2. Okay, so we're going to exclude this portion here, assuming that we already know, since you've already been using the 4 tools to analyze long-term assets projects, whether to invest it or not. This chapter will focusing on understanding, learning more about other areas of budgeting, not just long-term assets. Okay, so we're moving on to financial budget. Breaks down to cash budget. At the end, we want to get to budgeted income statement, and then also statement of cash flows budget. Now, just cash budget, actually, it breaks down to 4 additional components. The cash budget, we want to understand the numbers, the expected cash collection from sales, the expected cash payments to pay inventory purchases, and also the expected payment for operating expenses, and the expected payments for capital budgets. Okay, so cash budget, in summary, it's basically the information about cash receipts and cash payments, but in detail, it can be broken down into cash collection, cash payment, specifically purchases, cash payment on operating expenses, cash payment on capital expenditures. Okay, so today we'll be focusing a lot on this, and if we have time, we're also going to complete this exercise in the back of the 2 tables that you just completed. Then using this budget summary information, remember cash is the first account of balance sheet. So we'll be using that summary, transfer it to balance sheet, pull some of the other informations from inventory, for example, also needs to be transferred to balance sheet. Sales budget, the portion that's accounts receivable, also needs to be transferred to balance sheet. Okay, so this part will be completing assets, liability, equity, budgeted information. Statement of cash flows, you might think, how is this different from cash budget? So basically, this isn't more detailed. We break it down to months. Statement of cash flows, we summarize them as one. So just like income statement, the information here breaks down to the first 3 components. Statement of cash flows is capturing a summary information of all 4 months, but not broken into details. So cash budget is a lot more detailed. Statement of cash flow basically is a summary of cash